Hey everybody, it's Carlo Puglisi, Big Data and Data Science Evangelist. Happy to be here. As part of a Focus 5, one of the areas is data science and machine learning. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about, just do a quick demo of how we're making data simple for every company that we deal with. When I talk to clients and I talk to them about our strategy around their data science experience, I get a lot of positive feedback. First, our data science experience is datascience.ibm.com. I encourage everyone to go there and get a free trial, even if you're not a data scientist, and learn how to use the platform. Once you log in, it's a browser-based application. It's easy to use. You'll see you land in a community page, and here you'll see a place for you to learn. You get articles, data sets, notebooks, tutorials, and could read about different things. I'm going to go right into what our machine learning capability looks like. So I'm going to go into projects. Projects is a way for us to organize all our analytical assets. I have a project here, Focus 5 Machine Learning Retail I just created. I'm going to open it up and show you that here you'll see we have an overview of the projects, which has some data assets. And so I have a notebook that I want to use for coding. But I also have, under Analytic Assets, the ability to create models as well as flows. Models are machine learning models, simple GUI to use to create them. Data assets, bookmarks, deployments, collaboration, and settings. So for the sake of time, let's just get right into create a brand new model. I'll show you how easy it is to do. So I'm going to create a retail model, and I'm going to use my machine learning service. I'm going to use a Spark cluster. I'm going to have option for automatic, where it will automatically prep your data, or manual. I'm going to do manual just to show you the steps. Do create. It'll create a project for you. It then asks you to pick some data. I'm going to select my data, hit next. Right now it's loading the data, so it can explore it and evaluate it and bring it to the platform. And once my data is loaded, you'll see here on the right, it automatically picked the transformer, which is an auto data prep to make it easier for the algorithm to train a model. But you can actually add custom transformers by just clicking the add transformers. You have hash, word to vec, a lot of different transformers that data scientists know and love. But for me, I'm just going to go forward with this. I'm going to go down to train. And what I want to do here is when we have a machine learning algorithm, it's usually, there's a lot of ways to leverage it, but one way is to actually predict based on previous history. So for this data set that I loaded, it has product, gender, age, marital status, and profession. It had only 60,000 rows in it, so it's not quite a lot of data, but a significant amount to train a model. And what I want to do is predict product line based on the other features. And as you can see here, their cognitive assist in the background, when it loaded data in, it kind of knew a little bit about it. It told me, well, we suggest based on the data, use a multi-class classification. And then part of data science, you really have a set of the data that you train the model against, which is where you run the algorithm against the data to train. And then it has a portion of the data to test and a portion for cross-validation to kind of validate the parameters. And here I'm gonna put a little bit more. Sometimes when you play with these numbers, you get better or less results. So I'm gonna put a little bit more, like 65%, and I'm gonna do 20% and 15% on holdout, just to see how I do. And I'm gonna do next, pick a multi-classification. I gotta add an algorithm. So once I come here, I'm gonna pick a random forest classifier. This is something that data scientists play around with to get different results. If I do the automatic, it'll pick it for me, but I decided to show this what it looks like. I'm going to add. So now I'm ready to go. I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to train the model. Now that my model's been trained, you'll see I get back results. It says poor, but it's still passed. So it's better than flipping a coin. You could tweak with this back and forth, but it's a 56% chance it's accurate is the true positive rate. Based on the sample sizes that I held out. So what I'm going to do here is next I'm going to save this because I do want to deploy it. And this is where we add the real value. In my previous job, I used to have a team of data scientists as a director of innovation, and they would build a model, they would train a model, and then I'd have a team of developers that had to figure out how to deploy the model. Here, one click, and I've trained the model. I mean, a couple clicks, I've trained a model, and one click, I've now saved that model. And now I can actually deploy it with a one click right here, add deployment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I want to deploy this online. I'm going to call this retail retail go sales. That's what it was called. and I'm going to say the average requests are 1, peak requests 1, because it's really only for testing. I'm going to hit deploy, and within a couple seconds you have a deployed model available for a developer to start invoking. And the nice thing about this is, as a data scientist, I didn't have to train a model and then say, okay, go rebuild this to deploy it. I've actually been able to deploy a model myself. It becomes available to a developer to now use it. Now if I go here and I click this retail go sales, you'll see I have a scored endpoint. It's active, it's associated with my retail model, and I can have a test API where I can test the input data and predict what would come out. So I'm going to say for a female, age 40, single, profession, will predict that 73% persona personal accessories. So anything categorized as personal accessories is more likely to go for this female at 40 as single. Now I wonder what happens if you get married. Predict. So it's less personal accessories. So this is an easy way to build a model and actually invoke it. And another thing to show is, here's a way to actually see this in a web browser application. We were able to take the endpoint here and put a GUI with a Node.js app, which is quite simple. And I could say Alexander sales, male, 36, generate prediction, and it'll come down here and say camping equipment and the rest of the prediction. So just wanted to show you that something as easy to do something like this in other environments, it's quite more complex. Within our IBM platform, we've cut the process down to be doing this in minutes. Thank you. Bye.